Hello and welcome to VanguardLive Sports. My name is Damilola Okushaki, and of course here we'll be giving you the updates in sports. And of course with Bundesliga season now over, with Bayern Munich winning the league title, but despite the goals and excitement coming to an end, of course we still have other leagues that are still so much that we can still look forward to in the world of football, like the La Liga, the Serie A, EPL, and other leagues across Europe, and of course the world that are still on. Not forgetting that Bundesliga, when it was over with Bayern Munich winning, of course we saw the fans rejoicing and all that. But of course EPL is still going on, and you can still keep watching. And now talking about EPL, of course Edin Nketiah set an awarded Arsenal Premier League record on Tuesday night, when the Gunners played out a 1-1 draw with the Leicester City, while with the Gunners leading 1-0 thanks to Aubameyang's first half strike, and the Ghanaian was introduced for Alexandre in the first 71st minutes. Nevertheless, he was sent off 4 minutes later by referee Chris. He was punished for a reckless tackle on James Justin, with the referee consulting the VAR to confirm the youngster's tackle worthy of expulsion, and that earned him a place in an undesirable Arsenal history book. With his dismissal, he will not be available for manager Mikel Arteta when they lead to the London Stadium for Sunday's debut with Tottenham Hotspur. Talking about his expulsion, we had many people coming up saying that that kick, it was not really something that was worthy of expulsion. Even Mikel Arteta was saying that he was angered by his dismissal, saying that Jamie Vardy also was left off. That if Eddie's dismissal was actually, if Eddie was actually worthy of being dismissed, of course Jamie Vardy should have been also dismissed. But of course we also saw the report of the referee and some other persons saying that Eddie's dismissal, Eddie's kick also was worthy of being dismissed. And talking about Leicester City's manager Roger said a point was of course the least that side deserved against Arsenal in their 1-1 draw, and hailed their goalkeeper as one of the top players. Of course, Leicester's striker Jamie Vardy is just the 4th player to score at least 2 Premier League goals against Arsenal. Since the debut in January 2016, Leicester's, of course, Demarai Gray has registered 8 assists as a substitute in the Premier League, more than any player. And Leicester's have scored 18 goals in the final 15 minutes of the Premier League games this season, more than any side. And now talking about Chelsea's, of course, despite Jamie Vardy's late equalizer, Chelsea remain in 3rd, having climbed above Leicester with a win at Palace in an entertaining encounter. Of course, twice Chelsea looked to have put the game beyond the home side, first through Christian's rising slot to make it 2-0 in the first half, and then via Tammy Abraham at finish with 19 points to put the Blues 3-1 up. But each time Palace replied with a stunning long-range strike from Wilfred and rare goal from Christian. Chelsea might have crept above Leicester in the battle for Champions League qualification, but manager Frank Lampard admits the side got a bit of luck in their win against Crystal Palace. Talking about Chelsea, I had some people saying that they were going to win Crystal Palace, but looking at the results, it was not something. Looking at Crystal Palace fans, it was not something Crystal Palace were expecting. And now of course, Chelsea have moved up the Premier League table. And now talking about Norwich and Watford, of course, Watford won the match against Norwich, and that's with 2-1. Of course, yesterday saw them come from behind to beat bottom club Norwich and move 4 points clear of the Premier League relegation zone. Watford boss Pearson said his side should strengthen after going 1-0 down against Norwich, coming back to claim a huge 2-1 win to put 4 points 4 points between themselves and the bottom three. So I think now they are really rest assured that they've escaped, of course, the relegation team, but they still need to keep working hard. Looking at their points, of course, now they have. Their points is now above Aston Villa. And now away from EPL, talking about Italian Serie A, AC Milan played with Juventus, and AC Milan won with 4-2. Zlatan Ibrahimovic penalty sparked a remarkable AC Milan comeback victory against the title-chasing Juventus at the San Siro. After an eventful first half, Milan scored 4 unanswered second half goals, having gone 2-0 down to Juve strikes from Adrian and Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo became the first player to reach 25 Serie A goals in a season for the club since 1961 on Saturday. Talking of about Serie A and others, of course, Juventus. Let's look at the table. Serie A tables. Juventus is leading with 75 points. Lazio is leading with 68 points, while Inter Milan is leading with 64 points. And of course, Atalanta is leading with 63 points, and AC Milan also. AC Milan is number 5 with 49 points. And I'll go talking about the EPL table. Of course, we have Liverpool still the winner with 89 points. And Man City with 66 points is number 2. And of course, on the third is Chelsea, 60 points. And Leicester City fourth on the table with 59 points. Man United on the fifth on the table with 55 points. Of course, talking about this EPL table, of course, we have the Leicester City fans saying that, talking about the Champions League qualification, Leicester City fans praying that, of course, they really qualify for it. But looking at it, we know that Manchester United, talking about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, is working towards, qualifying for the Champions League, and that's what we're looking at. So let's take a short break now, and when we return, we'll continue from where we stopped. All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, of course, it's VanguardLive Sports, and you might be surprised to be seeing, of course, Mr. Victor with me here in the studio, and of course, we'll be discussing all of these and talking about the first four team, the battle for Champions League qualification. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Daniela.
Okay, now talking about this battle for this first four league, now we've seen that Leicester City has fallen into fourth place, and with Chelsea moving up and all this. So what are you just looking at it? This was not something everybody was expecting. Me, I wasn't expecting it, but that is what
first, it is very important to stress the excitement around the English Premier League. It has a unique outlook. It sells itself. England is the only team where you have about 4 or 5 teams all together competing for one top spot. You don't find that in Spain, you don't find it in Germany, not even in Serie A in Italy. But right now it is of course Liverpool, they're going on with the celebration, doing everything else and leaving the second, third and fourth spot for everybody to fight for. But it's very, very interesting to see that Leicester City are still clinging on one way or the other, and it is no surprise that Chelsea has moved up. Chelsea have been having a fantastic moment since the restart. One way or the other, they've managed to still, unfortunately for them, you see, the important thing is that you just have to grind the win one way or the other.
But I've seen someone saying that Man United, they actually don't want Man United to go for Champions League because they might be actually be a threat for Liverpool. Same with Chelsea, and now we've seen Chelsea now moving up to third, and Man U now with the hope of moving up to third.
And the truth is, Leicester City really need to be very careful because Man United is doing everything possible to sneak into that top four, and when they do, of course, it's really going to be a very big problem. It just one way or the other, the team just need to play, much more together.
But do you think Man U, Chelsea, and Leicester City be a threat to Liverpool in Champions League? Because we have them as a reigning champion that everybody's just looking at.
Everybody is a threat to everybody. Right now the season is over. There's one champion, and that's Liverpool, and it's going to last for a couple of.
I'll show you that it's going to last for a couple of years because we have
next years.
Of course, we have other teams that are also ready for Liverpool.
I see what you're trying to do with this Liverpool. And just let me tell you, it's been a long time coming. Liverpool have the most consistent team in the Premier League. It is, whether you like it or not, you just have to give it to them. 3 seasons consistently, they've been having over 100 goals in all competitions. They've been appearing, they were finalists in the Champions League. They went again another time to win it. Unfortunately, they have to crash out, after the second round. Then Liverpool have what it takes to continue as far back. But then nobody wants to let anybody dominate for long again. This is not in the 80s or the 90s. Manchester City would want to get it back by force. Manchester United would try again to ensure that they are one of the big top. Manchester have not been really, really consistent in European football recently. So if they miss out again this season, then we'll start talking about Manchester United being out of the top 4. Right now, we don't even have a top 4 anymore in England. We probably have just maybe a top 2. Somehow, because it has been Manchester City and Liverpool that have been quite consistent one way or the other for a couple of times now. Manchester United have been falling short. Chelsea have been,
and I think that's why Man United now they are doing everything possible.
Yes, and of course, I know the moment they get that, they are a big name, no doubt, in world football. They have what it takes to attract the best of footballers when it comes to the league. And the moment they clinch on that Champions League, spot again, you'll see them finding also.
But talking about Manchester United, of course, we have Odion Igalo there, and everybody's expecting that him being there is really going to be very helpful for Manchester United, and we are believing that it's going to help help them qualify for the Champions League. So do you actually believe? Because I know sometimes we see people talking about it that Odion is just there and he's just doing his best. Of course, that is what he can do. And
the strength of a good team is the substitute, the bench. It's a very good thing that whenever he comes on board, he tries to make a statement, has one goal on target, but sometimes, he gets a winner and all of those things. He's a fantastic man to have on the bench. He's not so ambitious. He's not going to upset the team by trying to break into the first team. He's just going to take it one step at a time. Don't forget he's on loan. Okay, so he just wants to earn, and he's over 30. So the best that can happen to his football career right now in this last days for him is for him to keep enjoying himself, and he's doing just that. He's a very, very good addition.
He has really made a lot of statements, and he has really kept people's mouths shut, people that didn't actually believe him. Because I remember when he first came to Man United on loan transfer. We have people saying, who is Ojo Ighalo? What has he done? Where has he played? Forgetting that he was a top scorer in Watford. You understand? So people actually forgot about him and saying that, but now he has really made a statement. And now we have people saying that, once once he leaves Man United, we are going to have other teams asking for his help, looking for him. So are you really seeing that?
Absolutely. Whenever, as long as the Premiership is concerned, he's a perfect fit for the Premier League. A success at Watford. He has also had a very good spec. He's strong, he's athletic, he's not lazy. He has an eye for goal also. So it's just that player that if he leaves now, you would really want to have, to make up, in your backup team. So fantastic addition for Manchester United.
Okay, we are still talking about this now. Let's talk about this Ballon d'Or. We have Ballon d'Or and all that. We have a lot of people that are, we have a lot of like 20 or the people that said, okay, they are really battling up for this Ballon d'Or, and they are back after these 3 months of it. So who do you actually think in Liverpool that you think we actually be going for this Ballon d'Or?
I don't know why Damila have to put me on the spot with Liverpool. Liverpool, if for all it's worth, Liverpool have one of the best, attacking lineup in the whole of Europe, as they put it. You can't just take it away from them. Whenever they play together, I'm talking about Sadio Mane, Ruben Firmino, and then Mohamed Salah. Whenever they try out on the pitch, of course, it's always a threat to whatsoever defense. But as it were, we have other strong players everywhere making up the league. You can see Lewandowski is up there.
Yes.
Messi somehow is back to third position. Then Cristiano Ronaldo. Naturally it would have been a Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi and Neymar. That used to be, but right now you can see
Neymar is even number 7 though.
Exactly. Of course, he had injury problems and all of those things. So what you say in that place is emergence of people that will actually eclipse the world as long the moment Ronaldo and Messi are out of the scene. And don't forget that they're in their 30s, season in, season out. They will continue to depreciate, in form, even in market value and all of those things. So I'm not going to fault that list.
Okay, so let's just move. We have Messi and Messi. We have other teams like Manchester City saying that they have their eye on Messi and Messi. But do you see Messi leaving his current club? Going to Manchester City?
That will be a very big surprise for me. I don't think it's going to happen.
You don't think it will happen? Why do you think it won't happen?
Messi is has turned to a demigod in Barcelona. Leaving that club would just make it look like him. It should be one of those players that are a one club, player, like likes of Steven Gerrard. He fall in that category of people that would go to just one club and retire there.
But we have a lot of people are saying that he's being lazy. Him just staying in Barcelona and not ready to move. Try other clubs. Like we have Cristiano Ronaldo from Man United. Now he's in Juventus. And he has gone to different clubs now. But Messi is still in Barcelona. And we have of course, many clubs are there ready, waiting to sign him if he's ready to leave Barcelona. And some are saying that he's lazy, that's why he's not ready to move. So do you actually think that he's being lazy, not moving?
Opinions, everybody with different opinion. Messi is doing as well as he would have done anywhere else. So the fact that Ronaldo went to test waters with other places doesn't mean Messi should do the same. Messi is just who he is, and of course you won't say the Spanish La Liga is a walkover league. No, it's not. So if he's there and he continues to perform well season in, season out, I think it's just that player we can't take away from the history of football.
Okay, talking about Bundesliga, of course we have Bayern Munich. They've really won the Bundesliga, and of course their fans are really, really happy and all that. So what do you really have to say about all these?
It's becoming pretty boring,
Why is it boring?
Knowing that every year you would just it's just to lose. Nobody is strong enough. Of course, we have Borussia Dortmund, FC Leipzig, trying their best to outmuscle Bayern Munich, but it's not going to happen. First, they are about the richest club in that place. They have all it takes to continue to dominate that league for another century. Yes, because you can see what happened when during the time of Jurgen Klopp in Borussia Dortmund. They came, and after they started doing well, Bayern Munich came and started buying their top players because they have all the money. So as long as you continue to have something like that, and those are the things that actually make the English Premier League very unique. Liverpool coming with their own money, Manchester City coming with their own money back, Manchester United, of course, and then imagine Newcastle coming up with all the big surprises and the money bags, and eventually you will start having about 10 clubs vying for the title someday in England. And
yeah,
that is
there's
what
just something I've really
been
curious about in this EPL, and that's with Arsenal performance in this EPL. It's talking about them in Premier League, what we've been expecting and how they should have been performing, it's not something we are seeing. Most of their matches now we've seen them losing or either drawing and all that. So, looking at this performance, do you actually think something is really wrong in the club, or Mikel Arteta, if there's a way he's handling the club that is not supposed to handle?
No, it's just that time of the year in every club's life. Liverpool had gone through this this crisis before. Once upon a time when they keep struggling, you play your best football, you ended up at 6th or sometimes 9th position. Manchester United is trying to face out from that place. So what is happening to Arsenal right now is what should happen to a modern team. You first learn how to break away from your past glories, then you learn how to build a new
Liverpool
team.
Liverpool have gone through it, Manchester United have gone through it. So which other clubs do you think?
Manchester United is still trying to go through it, but Liverpool has been there. They've succeeded in coming out of it, and now they are better for it.
And you believe they won't go back to that place again?
Even if they will be talking of maybe another 50 years time. Yes, because they have a very good structure right now. That's what's working for them. Arsenal right now, they have they are still a pack of individual talents, but little by little, Arteta is trying to build a team. He's a very young coach and he's a very bright, very clever one. So we have to give it to him what he's trying to do there. You can see individual performance coming all out, and sometimes when you see them playing their best football, that is when you start seeing the glimpse of what they will eventually become when they are really settled. And of course, you still can't write them off anytime.
Okay, so something that people are really people have been curious about is just we're talking about Nigeria, and is how people are really watching and all that. How do you actually watch your football? Because we have a lot of people who basically they just go to centers to watch, and now seeing that centers have been closed due to this COVID-19 and all that. And people believe that that's where the excitement comes from.
Oh well, sometimes you just want to enjoy the loose talks, the person shouting from the back of the viewing centers, whatever he's saying, whether it's true or not, it adds to the vibe. And you can see that football is really not the same. Let's just say the truth, without the fans in the stadium. And like I was telling someone a couple of days ago, that is, we now begin to see the real reason why Liverpool has been succeeding over time. It is their fans. They don't have the fans right now. They succeed through all their wins. Asking me where I watch my football from, it depends when I have to see the match. Of course, if I don't see on TV, I can, watch via phone. Of course, there are some.
But the excitement is not really the same as watching it in the viewing center.
No, it depends on what you build your excitement around. If you build your excitement around people, shouting and making all sorts of comments during halftime or during games, of course, it's very difficult for you to cope. Sometimes you just want to watch all by yourself and get all the angles clearly without missing, the interesting lines of those, commentators. That's for me. It is really not a big miss whatsoever is happening at the
Okay, so talking about the teams that are really avoiding relegation and the EPL, we have Norwich City, of course. We have other clubs also. We have Aston Villa and we have Bournemouth. With them with 27 points, and Norwich with just 21 points and all that. So do you see Aston Villa winning any of the match to actually move forward, or you think these teams are really doomed for relegation?
Actually, it is still everybody's game to play for. Even those that are a little bit above that relegation zone should be very careful, because
we have West Ham in that time.
Of course, the more we draw to the end of the of the league, the harder it is to play a relegation side. How much more when they play themselves? Nobody wants to go down. It's a very, very exciting league with a lot of money. So for you to be there, it means that you are one of the elite clubs playing there. So for whatsoever it is right now, you saw what happened with Watford, Norwich yesterday. Very, very clean contest. So whatsoever it is, I think we'll just leave it open. Aston Villa can still sneak in. Aston Villa can still get their way out of it.
But I think it's very, very difficult for Norwich City, to really sneak into this.
Of course, it will be quite difficult
because they just have 21 points.
Yes, about 6 points or thereabout from the next person. So it could be quite difficult for them. But they could still be spoilers for some other persons.
Okay. So just take a look at today's fixtures, and of course today's fixtures in EPL we have West Ham will be home to Burnley, and Man City will be home to Newcastle, and Sheffield United will be home to Wolves, while Brighton will be home to Liverpool. Of course, okay, that's true. Liverpool is playing today, and
what do you expect to get from that?
Actually, I was not looking forward to.
What do you expect to get from a Brighton Liverpool match?
So this one we should be sure that Liverpool will be winning this. Is that it?
Let me tell
because
you
we have
Liverpool.
many predictions and we are so happy with. There's nothing you can actually predict.
Let me tell
Brighton
you.
will actually do everything they can to win this match.
expected.
Like you said that Liverpool, their strength comes from their fans.
We've seen them go 4-0 against Crystal Palace without the fans. We've seen them go 2 up against their last opponent. But Damilola, this is something I need you to know. It comes with an extra when you beat the champions. So every game for Liverpool right now is even more difficult than the last because everybody wants to beat the champion.
So, but are you looking forward to that 100 points? Get to that 100 points because I can see, Klopp was saying that that is just a score. It's not something all they just want to do is win, and that's it.
They just have to be one game at a time. If it comes,
fine. You see Liverpool getting to that benchmark. Getting that 100 points.
Well,
because
yes,
right now they're 89 points.
Yes, I think it's very, very possible. And see, Liverpool deserve anything they get this season and more. If they break the record for the most number of goals in a league, they deserve it. They've been very, very. They almost went invincible. Don't forget until towards around February, and it looks like they had one game, and everybody started wondering, okay, what happened? Liverpool is the best team in England right now.
So that is what
that is all that matters. So Brighton will do themselves a lot of good to get a point from that.
To get a point
at least, yeah. Good
okay, so
them.
you're just hoping for a draw. You're looking at a draw or something. But I won't be surprised. There's nothing you can actually.
Liverpool go to. See, let me tell you what Guardiola said. He said what has worked for them this season. And talking about Liverpool is that they approached all game as if it's their last. There is this propensity to play the big teams like the big teams, to play the small teams like the big teams. So it keep giving them the extra. They don't underrate anybody. They go all out to play it like they need to win. At some point when they were not playing well, they kept getting the results. You know why? Because they keep fighting. They want 100 points right now. They've gotten the league, but they still have another, record to break. So it is not going to be soft landing for anybody.
Yes. Okay, and of course, and that's EPL fixtures, and of course, looking at La Liga fixtures, we have Getafe will be home to Villarreal, and Barcelona will be home to Espanyol, and Real Betis will be home to Osasuna. And of course, and with that, we've come to the end of sports and Vanguard Live, and of course, I've been doing this Victor Ogunyinka. Don't forget that you can always like and follow us on our social media platforms that are showing on your screen, or visit our website to get more of our top sporting stories, and that's www.vanguardngr.com. It's bye from me, Damilola Ogunshaki, and also from Victor Ogunyinka.